Good evening, everybody. This is a tragic day in American history. We are processing the simple fact that we have not had an autopsy done on Justice Scalia. We're still waiting on it, and you're about to join the voter revolt. So come on in. Welcome to the show. You'll have to excuse the audio in the beginning of the show. I was slammed with an attack on our show by a screen jacker, somebody who sends links to screen hijacking. And in lieu of that, we have to ban that person. So hold on just a second. Okay, I want to ask you to not post that link again. And that's a definite warning. Yeah, that's a bad thing. Yeah, screen jackers, you never know if we get a bad link, but the one thing you really should avoid is anything that says tiny URL, because they're usually screen jackers. All right, so we are here to talk about politics. We're here to talk about the future of American politics relative to the two-party conspiracy and how they've controlled every single talking point the American people are actually discussing right now. I mean, if you listen to the Democrats and Republicans, you'd think the entire future of America depended on two things: ISIS and jobs. And neither party can spell out how they're going to create jobs. And both parties want to start a war over ISIS. So it's amazing to me how there's so many things that are being ignored by the mainstream media that at this third party we discuss every night, and Conspiracy Monday is an open book. I was approached tonight by one of our supporters, Shrek, who asked a very important question. He's on holiday. He's a hardworking man. He works at a company, and he decided to take his wife out for a vacation. And he asked an important question that really addresses why Donald Trump attacked Jeb Bush in the recent Republican debate. He said, was it fair for Donald Trump to just rag on George W. Bush and the war in Iraq? And you know, I really believe that Donald Trump is sidestepping an even bigger issue, and that's 9/11. And he won't make a comment about 9/11. If you ask Trump, was 9/11 an inside job? I wonder if he would say it's an inside job. I don't know if he would. I can tell you that I have questions about 9/11 that are so profound that we actually will open an investigation into the 9/11 Commission reports. They didn't even include demolition as one of the possibilities, even though it's clearly a demolition, and over 10,000 architects from around the world have signed off on that. I don't know. Has he said 9/11 was an inside job? Many of you Trump supporters, could you come up with some valid statements? Because that's really at the bottom line of why Bush started the Iraq-Afghanistan war. There is no evidence that Iraq or Afghanistan attacked us, per se. Yet we started an Iraq and Afghanistan war, and then he's railing on Jeb because of what his brother did. I just think Trump's sidestepping the real issue is why we haven't done any detailed investigation into the 9/11 attack. Being it happened in his home city, I would think he would be extremely concerned. But yet he doesn't talk about it. And if he did, I haven't heard him talk about it. Okay. Jeb has got a lot of supporters. Believe it or not, he could actually win one of these primaries. You'd be surprised. He's not out of the race yet, and I don't think that Trump standing, going after him like that, was really beneficial, because it's going to put Jeb and Trump in a head-to-head race. But I guess Trump has a problem with Ted Cruz, because he's galvanizing some support among Tea Party people that don't know Ted as part of the Goldman Sachs community. Somebody didn't get the memo at the Tea Party. And a lot of people like Ted because of his leering Christian look and his attempt to pander to Christians for the votes. So I think Trump may be in for some awakening come South Carolina time. We don't know. Well, the fact is Trump doesn't address the key issues we talk about on our show, like ending GMOs. He won't talk about that. He won't talk about the fluoridation in our water system. We are the most fluoridated nation in the world, or almost 70% of our water is fluoridated. which scientists at Harvard Medical Review actually proved that it lowers our IQs. So we're being dumbed down. He won't talk about that. He won't talk about the dangers of Fukushima, leaching radiation into the Pacific Ocean. Donald Trump doesn't talk about that. He barely made a statement on vaccinations at the beginning of the Republican debates. It's funny how the vaccination issue never came up again. Isn't that interesting? Now, I'm not jealous of Trump. I can't be jealous of somebody who's a materialistic corporate pig, because I'm not a materialistic pig. Yeah, that's right. Cruz is their rent boy. Chlorine gas. I'm not jealous of a man who's bought his way in life with borrowed money. My money is, as minuscule as it is, wasn't borrowed. I've never been in debt. Well, maybe I was when I was 18. I got that standard $2,000 credit line that everybody gets when they graduate from high school, so they can be hooked up to the consumer treadmill that the hamsters are on. Yes, a top neuroscientist has explained how Adderall is actually methamphetamines. This is from Blacklisted News. Thanks for that link. We're looking at our country is giving Adderall out to kids left and right. Big Pharma makes lots of money on it. And they're basically getting your kids hooked on meth. Nice, huh? And I have the blimp plane idea. He doesn't. Trump took most of my ideas, and I'm sure he's got a guy watching our show every night. If I come up with any new ideas, he'll just run those as his. We were here in the room. Shrek was in the room. He said so on the phone today when Sarah and I listened to Donald Trump talk to us and chat. He was chatting to us at one time, and then that's the last we ever saw of him. He came up with his own name, Donald Trump, on Ustream, which is trackable, by the way. You can subpoena Ustream to get their names and where the servers came from when they got them. So I'm pretty sure he watched our show. And taking 5 of my key ideas and never giving me credit for it is another issue that I have with the man. I'm not going to stand here and say I don't want a fence when I want a fence, not a wall. I want that fence to be lethal electric. I don't want to sit there and go brick by brick trying to create a wall like Donald Trump does. And I also don't in any way want to ID Muslims. That's something I was never in favor of. I was against refugees coming into this country, and I've been so for 2 years now. But he went ahead and claimed that they were all Muslims. I never said anything about Muslims. You see, he just doesn't listen to what I say. He gets himself in a world of problems. He's so deep in doo-doo on this Mexican thing, hating on Mexicans and wanting Mexico to pay for the wall. I mean, he didn't listen to the whole story. I actually want illegal aliens who are currently in our prison system, who are costing us $25 billion a year to build the wall or the fence, and then get their freedom as part of their work detail. Now, we have a big question. Who killed Justice Scalia? And was there a pillow over his head? That's what I want to know. Anybody have any specifics on that? Let's go to the next story. Why did Google invest $1 billion in SpaceX? Did you notice this big investment Google made last year? You may have missed it. After all, the U.S. space company hadn't even yet earned itself a name for successfully landing a rocket on the ground. Just after the rocket delivered a payload in space. But the reinvestment shouldn't be overlooked. Indeed, it may be one of Alphabet's boldest moonshots yet. The tech giant made a big investment into SpaceX. Let's ask what the tech giant is. And you have to put on your big crap detectors to find out what Google really is. Google was born out of the dot-com boom and burst. And out of nowhere, Google came out there and just got tons and tons of investment capital like overnight. Well, actually, the biggest corporation that bought into that was In-Q-Tel, a huge shell corporation for DARPA. Our government bought Google. So if they want to do anything with Google and SpaceX, it's just them filtering money into the hands of a bunch of cronies that'll do whatever they want. Our government owns Google and it owns Facebook. They want to track you. They want to watch what you're doing on social networks. It's a treasure trove of free information for them. And it's well worth the money that they invested in Google. Yeah, so when you are thinking the world is competitive and that corporations have free and open competition, you're deluding yourself. Our nation has been completely and utterly controlled. And anything you call free enterprise has got a backbone of elitist deception and funding. So you don't die of a heart attack with a pillow over your head without foul play. So I need to know, was Scalia in any way killed with a pillow over his head, please? I'm asking any of you to do some research while I'm on the show here. You want to talk about Stuxnet? That's a very powerful virus that was created to disable the nuclear centrifuges in Iran. And it could easily, be used on any other utilities. It's a dangerous type of cyber warfare tool that, if used by the wrong people, could disable our electric grid. So yeah, I don't talk about those things because I know nothing about them. Of course Scalia was killed. There hasn't been an autopsy of his body. I mean, that alone should be enough to indict the man who did it, whoever that is. Anyone know who was with Scalia at the last minute of his life? I can't take links from dead images, please. All right? Thanks. Beekman, work on your image library. They're just not coming up, man. Well, I can tell you that the liberals want to install yet another Marxist in the office of the Supreme Court. They've already got all their hand-picked cronies. Elena Kagan, the woman who blocked all of the lawsuits that were filed against Obama's birth certificate. She was rewarded with payback by being given the Supreme Courtship. Elena Kagan never served as a judge in her life. Okay, let's move on to feds pouring money to a project to create a database to track suspicious internet memes. Why am I getting a survey? See, they're already penetrating my internet. My own service provider is giving me a survey when I click a link. Isn't that weird? I've never seen anything like it. I'm getting service provider clicks on my browser from my own service provider. How is that possible? Yeah, they're infesting our browsers. In a little while, Google will try to control the entire internet. It's just a question of time. Right now, they've managed to, using only a 3-2 vote, 5 FCC officials ruled that the internet is now a utility and is open to competition. All right, well, I don't want to delay your fun moment for the night, so I'm not sure exactly what picture you're masturbating to, but I really am not part of that, Beekman. This is exactly why I don't bring you in the show, because you're interrupting a very good solid line of discussion with pictures of fat transgenders. I mean, is this really relevant? Okay, Scissorfight has a good story, a YouTube story. Thanks, Scissorfight. I really appreciate that. What we are not being told about Justice Scalia's untimely death. It's highly suspicious. Let's listen in.
Looks very suspicious to me. They're saying he was found in the El Presidente suite at Cibolo Creek Ranch in Texas, where he was discovered with his pillow over his head. I don't know how many people I know that sleep with a pillow over their face, but yeah. Anyway, they're also saying that it took hours for authorities in remote West Texas to find a justice of the peace. When they did, she pronounced Scalia dead of natural causes without even seeing the body, and decided not to order an autopsy. A second justice of the peace, who was called but didn't get to Scalia's body in time, said she would have ordered an autopsy. Well, gee whiz. Yeah, I would have too, I think. A Supreme Court justice turns up dead with a pillow over his head, and you don't order an autopsy?
There you go. All right, so that's it. We have confirmation from Scissorfight. Thank you very much, Scissorfight. That was really good. No, whenever a person is born with found dead with a pillow over their head, there should be an investigation. I am shocked. I hear about stories like this all the time where elder abuse occurs, where people are found with pillows over their head. I heard of a case where a woman was found with a pillow over her head and a plastic bag on top of her face. and the police didn't even do an investigation. Yeah. I would nominate a person of similar conservative backing, Potato Girl, not because I'm a conservative, because I'm not, I'm a liberal, but I love balance. I love to see balance in the courts, and I would never just purposely, as president, imbalance the courts to push my agenda. I, however, stated that I would like to see the Supreme Court, most of them impeached. So it was suicide? No, I don't believe that for a second. People don't smother themselves with a pillow. Rumor says he had an injection wound on his neck. Well, rumors can be rumors. I'd like to see the proof. But without an autopsy, we don't have any proof. So yes, folks, it looks to me like there's been a cover-up in Justice Scalia's death, and very likely was murder. The fact that our government is now being tipped toward the Marxist state by the Democrats who are leading in communist thinking shows me that this country is ready and ripe for a third party. So I really do hope that Donald Trump wins the nomination for the Republican Party. That pulls him out of the race, so that puts me right in the center eye of the American political situation. Even though I don't have any media time on the issues, and they've censored me effectively, you can see I've drawn a lot of people into this room simply because a third party is absolutely essential here. We can't do it without it. I added a new T-shirt to our lineup of T-shirts for America's Third Party at Spreadshirt. So our T-shirt link has another. If you don't know where our links are, by the way, that's a great link, Scissor Fight. Thank you. I'm going to copy that. We are America's Third Party, and you can check our website out by simply typing in AmericasThirdParty.com, and it'll take you there. We have a live show and live chat rooms going on daily, interactively. We've got a big poster to download at the main site. Just the first thing you see when you open it up is a massive poster. Right-click on that poster and get started with the voter revolt. You can save it to your hard drive and print it up at Office Max for as low as 99 cents. You can make a poster like this. Color on cardstock. Make it twice as big, 11 by 17, for $1.88. But when you go into our website, you see the live show going on there. You see me moving around. I'll put my hands up and you'll see me. It's just like a 4 or 5 second delay, depending on 7-second delay. We've got other chat rooms going on here. We got Seth Aroff over there. Lot Lizard, that's not something you want to just throw your name out there to do. You're filling up valuable chat space. You realize there's a shortage of chat space on this network? You should feel sorry for Mark. You know, he's got capacity issues with his servers. The less you chat, the less capacity is reached. Professor Doom has a take on the death of Justice Scalia. Sarah will be in just a bit. I don't really need to talk to Professor Doom to discuss this, but that's a 32-minute video we will be playing tonight. Thank you. All right, so we go back to our website idea, and which is a cool website which interacts on the show. You can see the chat in both networks. And right here you can see the word store. If you go in our store right there, you click on the T-shirt, legalize at third party. That's a good one to get. If you want bumper stickers, you go to the sign page. But yeah, I just put a new T-shirt out there. I just made this last night.
Loop Carbon.
Yeah, it's Loop Carbon at third party. I made a really cool shirt out of it. $23. Yeah, we believe in looping carbon. That's our whole goal, is to get this innovation going. We don't need to penalize industry. We need to fix problems. Filtration, modern usage of coal and carbon sequestration, that's really what we're after. We're not here to push chemtrails in the skies above you. Penalize, right. A lot of industry has been penalized in the past. It doesn't make any difference. The Democrats' idea of cleaning up the environment is just to lay fines on companies, and they just simply offset those fines with carbon credits, which is another big plan by the Democrats. Donald Trump is a Catholic. He's also attends a lot of Jewish ceremonies for his daughter because she married into the Jewish faith. Okay, thanks. I didn't know he was a Catholic. This is news to me. So he has a religious agenda. I did not know that. Well, I don't have a religion, so I left the Catholic Church when I was 11. Oh, he's Presbyterian? Okay. Well, then he has a religious agenda. I'm glad I don't have a religious agenda. All right, Sarah. Thank you so much. Don't be a slave. Vote for Dave. Let me get that up on the screen. Now, when talking about conspiracy issues, we don't talk about them with Sarah here because she doesn't necessarily believe in any conspiracy issues, which is fine. Trump's daughter married Goldman Sachs, folks. Ted Cruz, thank you. Ted Cruz, you got a loan from Goldman Sachs. Okay, so it does look like Justice Scalia was found with a pillow over his head. Yeah. And there hasn't been an autopsy of his body. So it looks more and more like a conspiracy. And I know we don't want to, bring that up per se, but yeah, it is Conspiracy Monday. But Sarah's going to give me a little break time so I can heat up my coffee and come back and talk to all of you conspiracy theorists.
All the candidates are insiders except for David. So vote for Dave, not an insider. Hi, Shrek. How are you? Smooth shave. That's Dave. Yeah. What? Okay. Oh, I bet you do. No. I tend to believe in the official story. No, I'm one of those people. You missed me. Aw. Well, I'm here now. Alright. I have so much stuff open that it's like, I don't know. I might just close out of some of this stuff. What? Scalia's... Okay, I'm just getting rid of all of this. Why did Google invest $1 billion in SpaceX? Okay. I think you need some, I'm gonna say, Lot Lizard, you need some punctuation. The 3 dots don't count as punctuation. So, Sarah, comma, blah blah is blah blah, period. All medias have corrected over by above. The initial report meant that the head of Scalia was 1 foot below the pillow place, like if he had slided down in bed. Huh. I love my life. I am enjoying where I am. Perspicacious. Perspicacious. Having ready insight to an understanding of things. I'm very perspicacious. It's a good word, I know. No, David never really told. Yes, David told me that story about the girl. I heard him say it again. It's just one of those things. Okay, I might come back to that one. Oh goodness, there's so much stuff here. Oh, I guess those are all the who won what things. Oh man. Well, however old you are, right, Chelsea? Aw, that's so sweet. You can still want that. I think I'm okay. Thank you. Good night, 902. I know, fortunately, I haven't been bit by a mosquito recently, but it could happen. Oh, is that what's happening, 254? You can sleep at night when you actually see me? Okay, you can go to sleep now. I'm not getting a cold. I cannot have a cold. No colds allowed until the summertime. I have heard about BookBub. Librarians love it. The one website book lovers need to know. BookBub. I've heard about that. Who said I ever did Bengalitis? I don't. I know you can imagine that I do, but it usually isn't the case. To be perfectly honest with you. That's not the same guy, 916. It's he has a different first name. You're confused. I know. Well, I never got into that habit. I always thought that would be a good habit to be in, but it just didn't happen for me. Too cold to do that, so you're slightly worried about the star on my ATP flag pin. All right. Here, I'll try to turn it. Is that better? I'm the sweetest person ever, yeah. I'm not rambling on about anything because I don't believe in conspiracies, so that's it.
Just talk about anything,
I am. I'm talking about other things. I'm gonna get rid of diamonds. Or at least I'm going to. Yeah. Conspiracies pay your bills. Do you do conspiracy videos or something? You create those on YouTube or something like that? Is that how they pay your bills? Here, I'm trying to change this star so it'll be less. There you go.
We can all agree to disagree on key issues.
Is that better for you?
That's better.
No, I wasn't. Well, why I don't want to confront the truth? It all depends on what issue we're looking at, but a lot of times, I guess to me, a lot of times the issue isn't big enough to confront. That's what I would say. We can talk about the article, but it's a tiny URL, and I don't think that I'm going to trust a tiny URL from you, Emma. Because Emma Ireland, because I'm just not sure I trust you. Tesla, wait, I'll do this one from Scissor Fight. Okay. I know I never did that, 514. I've always voted for David. Ever since David started running, I've always voted for him. I'm not voting for Trump because David Sponheim is running, and so that is who I'm voting for. That's why. Yeah, well, you guys just have to figure out who's the people posting the links and not click on those. Years before the first TV, Tesla predicted and helped develop the smartphone and FaceTime. What? No, I never voted for him. Yeah, Kenny, I don't trust you either. Bell Telephone and the U.S. Department of Commerce conducted the first long-distance transmission of moving images between Washington, D.C. and New York City. The first modern television was born April 27, 1927. Thanks, Emma. Well, give me the actual link and not a tiny URL. Oh, wow. All right. No, okay. Five years prior to the world seeing the first practical demonstration of the television and scores before the first instance of the smartphone, Nikola Tesla not only imagined it but had completed crucial steps for making it possible, according to activist posts. You saw Deadpool, It's Your Life? Meow TV 2. Well, I tell kids some people believe different things. That's about as close as I'll do to conspiracy theory. Well, go to the original link and get the original link. There's a if you click it, you can get the original link, Emma, and paste the original link in here. Thank you, Lethal Touch. I'm glad you're inspired to make a difference. Hawaii has gold. Oh, yes, David had that open earlier about Hawaii. America's life. What is this, Frankie? Every once in a while I do yoga. I should probably do that earlier. Thomas Edison patented the kinetoscope in August 31st, 1897.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I'm gonna close that door.
All right, that sounds like a plan, Lot Lizard. I've been watching Gilmore Girls. I haven't really watched a good movie lately.
We've been watching episodic TV on Netflix. It's very fun. Yeah, we've been really getting into that. You get into a series and you start to get to know the characters, and I don't know, it is addictive. Yeah. So yeah, without having to agree on every little detail of every single conspiracy theory out there, we can still come to the table here and agree that there is corruption in government. 9 out of 10 people don't trust their government officials. In fact, 9 out of 10 people think that there was another gunman besides Lee Harvey Oswald, or maybe instead of. So really 90% of the country really is leaning toward a brand new direction in American politics. Whether it's defined by conspiracy theories or not, that's a different question. You know, I can easily get into numerous arguments with people just talking about conspiracy theories. And it's a safer bet for a person running for office to not even discuss it. But I'm not in any way avoiding issues like that. In fact, I'm willing to show you how seriously honest and decent I am, that I'm willing to discuss the issues of conspiracies with the group here. Unlike the mainstream media where you can't talk about anything, we open the discussion to anything.
David, we'll give you a dance break at at 7 p.m. So hang on for 18 more minutes, and then David will give you a dance break.
Thank you. Dance away. Dance the night away. But, taking chances like that is what I've been doing to show you that I'm honest and decent, and I'm not willing to stop. When we first started this entire effort, we actually were constantly approached with conspiracy theories, and I was in the show most of the time having to answer to questions like, do you think 9/11 was an inside job? And I still believe that we have to, really ask the questions about 9/11. We can't just sit back and expect any real answers from our existing leadership. Why was there a detonation? How come there were explosions? How come the buildings fell at gravity speed like they would in any demolition? And how come the government blamed it on planes hitting the buildings, the Trade Center? And Building 7 went down on its own without any help from a plane. So, all these things are questions. Anyone looking at the historical record has to say that we're being fed a lot of lies and a lot of cover-up. So why is that? The state tree of Evergreen is the western hemlock. Yeah.
The flowers are rhododendron.
Well, actually, Frankie, there was more than one investigation. The Russians did an investigation of JFK's assassination and found 5 shots in their audio tapes. 2 identical shots. And one guy's done a detailed study of everybody there. They found 9 different assassination teams at the JFK assassination location. My mom is no longer here. She passed away in 2001. Both my parents died right before 9/11 occurred. My folks died. I buried my family, and then Sarah and I took a big trip back east. And we were right around New York 5 days before the Trade Center happened. And we were on our way back. So we drove 5 days across country. We were in Seattle. We woke up the next morning, and it was happening on TV. 5 days earlier, we were right near there. So I'm lucky in a way. We could have been driving right through there when you think about it. We could have been driving right through the Trade Center area. Anyway, yeah, it was a good trip though. We really enjoyed getting away. Driving therapy, I call it. Now the wave of holistic doctor deaths are continuing. It's crazy. Yeah. Florida chiropractor suddenly dies despite being hearty and healthy. Many doctors, holistic doctors, are investigating vaccinations and their dangers and have found this strange particle in the vaccinations called nagalase. I'll write it for you so you can Google it. Yeah, and they've come up with some interesting information about...
I thought it was ESC.
Yeah, I thought so too, but somebody corrected me. I'm going to go with that. Yeah, try looking that up. You'll find it's a tumor-producing compound that's found in vaccines. And that's what these doctors have been uncovering. So I'll be stepping out now. Sarah's going to have more time for you.
Okay, thank you. All right. Oh, GCMAF. Okay. That's pretty interesting. I don't know. That's interesting. DC Whispers, huh? No, it's some kind of additive, I think, nagalase. $705 is a cool guess. Oh, you're inviting him Hawaii Steel. Very good. Let's heart on, Sarah. It's our time. Yay. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I have considered wearing makeup, but not on holidays. I will be wearing it tomorrow. Is when I'll be putting on the makeup. But not today. Today's a holiday, so I just didn't wear makeup today. Thank you. You didn't take any flu shot treatment shots ever for a good reason. David would say the same thing. David believes that the flu vaccines have the niggles in them that's bad, and then they also, yeah, he would just say they're not good. Thanks, Amanda. I'm adorable with my hair. Is just like, this is how I look on, like, when I'm just lounging around the house and not doing anything. Yeah, it's like, it's a vacation time. I shouldn't have to wear all my makeup. You found 100 of those. You might want to see a doctor. I don't know. You might need some medicine to take care of that. I'm always on fire. Thanks. Thanks, Hawaiian Steel. I know. I'm very, very tolerant. You look the same as me, Amanda. I know. Totally. I mean, it's, yeah. Makeup is false advertisement. It's like, ooh, look at me. I'm so beautiful. And then you get home and you're like, who the heck is that person? All right. No, I don't really. I mean, I've seen Randall come into the show once or twice. So I guess I know him as well as I know you, Emma. Thanks. I'm glad you still love me. Well, Amanda's not casting because it's her holiday. She's taking a little break and just watching me. Yes, I suppose it could be considered as one of those words, but not the word. Nope, never JPF. Yeah. Well, tell me if you want me to purge them, Amanda, and I will. Yeah, exactly. You don't need to cast every day, unlike David, who feels like it's his responsibility to do so. Oh, thank you. 320. Oh, I love that. Broccoli cheese soup. Do you make it from scratch or is it like out of a can? That's actually my favorite soup. Making it from scratch. How fun. Yeah, it's the best. It's like, I've got to learn how to make it. I've never actually made broccoli cheese soup, but it is my favorite soup, so I should learn how to make it. You could videotape yourself making it, and then I could learn. Yeah, you guys, I'll let you read about that Nagalaze. Um, David will tell you more about it. Maybe abnormal. I was throwing shade. What does that mean? I don't know what that means for a 7-5. Not really sure. Well, I don't like a lot of S words, except I do like my name, Sarah, and I do like the name Sponheim, but usually there's some S words out there I don't like. That anything that refers to bodily fluids, I usually don't like. Oh, well, that's because maybe you're allergic to lactose, Meow TV too. I mean, if you're allergic to lactose, doesn't that cause, when you eat lactose, for you to react with flatulence? I am a more laid back perspective. That's what I am. I guess not. I don't know, 514. I thought it would be more of a solid, but now you know. Good. You're here for the ideological discussions and sharings of opinions. I like that. Be like water, my friends. Flow. I don't like to be crash. I like to flow. Flow like water. Go with the flow. It causes breakouts. I only wear makeup on my face. Women like guys who look like them, I guess. No, 186, this is a very wrong room for that. So, we're in the David Sponheim for president show. So, if you think that you've got a great candidate, we've got one better. That's what I have to say. Alright, sorry. See ya. Or hang out. Find out why I think. Talk to Sponheim himself. And then you can maybe change your opinion and say, ooh, I like this candidate better. Yeah. All right. I was going to go check out the rest of the news. Well, thank you. I guess that's what I will just say. Thank you very much. That. All right. I was just looking at some things. I'm going to go back into. I think I just want to go home on Reuters, see what's going on over there. The worst video to show for the Legalize Weed campaign. Because that's what they really look like. Gotta hear that, dude. That would be very funny. Oh, you would like David better if he had a better running mate rather than me? Well, I can respect that. All right. Brazilian researchers turned fruit into edible plastic. Interesting. That looks good. All right, I'll pull that up, but I'm also looking at this. Turkey is vowing a harsh reaction as missiles are hitting a Syria town. They warned Kurdish militia fighters in northern Syria they would face the harshest reaction as they tried to capture a town near the Turkish border. They accused Russia of a missile attack there that led to at least 14 civilians. Death. Wow. Four U.S. journalists have been detained in Bahrain. So Bank of Japan has done what they call a negative interest rate where they actually give people money to borrow money. That's so bizarre to me, but they say that's going to keep money flowing through Japan's economy. All right. A winter storm has hit the U.S. East Coast, and tornadoes are hitting the South. Yeah. Probably in Japan, Carpet Dog. You'd have to go there. Thank you, in no way affiliated. Oh, no problem. Just because you mentioned someone, this, I don't talk about other candidates, but I understand that's going to happen. It's the election time. So I'll just have David. That's cute. That's very cute. I'll have David talk to you about all of his campaign issues. I know. He does ban for that. It's. Oh well. You want to buy a shield so you don't have to see. Well, if you click, I don't know if it works with guests, but if you right click on anybody's name, you don't have to have moderator status to do this, but if you right click on anybody's name, you can go to ignore and you can ignore them. So then you don't have to, that can be your shield so you don't have to watch bad comments from people. I know, well, some of you know, but Spectra might not have known that, Walton. See? Spectra said thank you. I was speaking to him, but I'm glad that you know that, Walton. Thank you. You never ignore. You keep a very open mind. I usually don't ignore, but sometimes I mute. It's, just one of those things. All right. They're thinking of naming a stadium after a Levi Strauss jeans. You're troll eating today? Oh. All right. Thank you, Hawaiian Steel, for trying. There was a 10-hour trip for you. Where did you go? 705? Oh, to Hawaii? I've never been to Hawaii.
All right. I'm back. So this is the Scalia thing really reeks of lack of CSI work here. I mean, considering we all watch CSI, it's amazing. Like, where is the evidence of the surveillance camera leading to his hotel room? I mean, we would normally see that within a few seconds on a CSI show.
Scalia and all that. Yeah. Oh, you don't watch CSI? I haven't watched it in quite a while, but I remember I was, like, when it first came out, I was watching CSI, and I was like, ooh, that would be so cool to be a forensic pathologist.
Yeah, well, you could be.
You're welcome. I'm glad I devoted the last half hour to you, and now I bid you adieu. I will give it over to the candidate.
Thank you.
Sponheim.
Thank you very much.
And I shall return in possibly a half hour to an hour.
Oh, whatever. Yeah.
I go and watch like an episode here, an episode there.
Yeah.
Getting in my little shows.
Sounds good.
All right.
I've got some.
You feel mad? Do you feel mad? Do you want to just say, I can't take it anymore? No, I'm just kidding. It's all good. I say thank you.
Thank you.
I shall return.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you very much. He looks spooky. CSI glorifies the police state. It makes people invoke their rights as criminals trying to get out of punishment. Interesting. Well, with all the CSI work out there in television, we have very little. Hi, Sir Mike. Hawaiian was going to troll me anyway. He said he was going to. Gluten-free colored pencils. Wow. Look for that crazy art. Gluten-free. That's pretty funny. David, might you win Montana? I might. Montana likes me. Like you've ever done that, Meow TV? Meow TV acts like he's a forensic pathologist. Gluten-free at the bottom, yeah. Crayons that are gluten-free in case your kids are suffering from a crayon allergic reaction. Yeah. An article about me in Time? How is that possible? I find that hard to believe. Well, right now, Beekman, I go from series to series. I was telling Sarah over the weekend, I said, it's a crime that they didn't continue the Breaking Bad series. That was great. I mean, who doesn't want to watch a chemistry professor make meth? And then we saw the end of Californication. We thought for sure that David Duchovny could have gone on at that endless sexual pursuit of that character of his. I've seen a lot of videos and episodic TV shows that could have gone on. Walking Dead is great. I've yet to see the new release from last year, so we're always 1 year behind because we don't get cable. And now they're upping our cable fees, so it's ridiculous. Everyone's getting wrenched. This recent ruling by the FCC has turned the utility of the internet into a place they can profit from again and again and again. So we're already seeing some real weird things under Obama. I don't know if your cable bills are going up, but ours are going up. An aperture wrench that can fit any size nut. Was it great? I have not followed Walking Dead for over a year. I'm still back at Terminus, so don't tell me what's happening. You can refresh all you want. They almost cut it in half, and that you threaten to cancel, and they cut it in half. Beekman's got a tool he uses to get discounts. Yeah, that's not a bad one. Call up and threaten to just end your relationship with them, and they'll say, oh, by the way, for only $39.99, we'll get you a free 6 months. Or something. Okay. So you dropped your rate to 68. Yeah, I'm thinking Sarah's going to have to call up. I told her that's what we should do. And say, hey, is there any way we could get like slightly different bandwidth and lower upload, download time, speeds? I mean, I'm willing to take a concession if it means saving $30 a month. Let's inspect your home for dirty dishes or we'll get a warrant. The police state. It's overwhelming, isn't it? It's overwhelming how much activity is going on here. The police state. Yes, well, coming up at 7 o'clock. Oh, it's already 7 o'clock. We have the police state. Let us inspect your home for dirty dishes. Oh my God. Or we'll get a warrant according to the city. Oh, let's find this out. Well, on the agenda today is 1.5 minutes of music in which I have to stand up and dance. Some of you are expecting this. Well, I'm armed well enough. I don't need too many arms. I mean, if you're really good at shooting, you don't need a lot of arms. You just need to land those bullets where they need to go. Yeah, go ahead and make my day. So this police state cannot stop taking down our rights one by one. And we can't stop building this third party. So let's do it. Let's make it happen. And the one, and the two, and the three, yeah.
We can't stop and we
Cue
won't
the music.
Stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop,
So let's be clear.
In this coming election year, please vote for David Sponheim. America's Third Party.
Sponheim for president.
we can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop.
No way, we can't stop.
Can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight.
All right, let's make it happen.
Can't stop.
First we hit 'em low, then we hit 'em high. Underrated, but we made it to the finish line. Rhymes designed to combine and intertwine. Spring to the summer, fall, even winter time. Beats banging harder than head-on collisions. We make incisions
Dance all night. Yeah. Work it. Yeah. Pretty good for 55 years old, huh? Let's take a look at what we have here.
In this coming election year, please vote for David Spawn High. America's Third Party.
All right, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. All right, that was fun, huh?
We can't stop.
You got to stop. You got to stop sometime. If you keep doing it, you won't be able to do it anymore. All right, that was fun. I got to get my exercise every day, so I do that twice a show. You get up out of the chair, you work it. I'm telling you, it's helping me lose a little bit of gut cam every day. I'm serious. I've lost about a half an inch doing this little segment in the show. Yeah. No, I'm straight, dude. Women dig me. Yeah. What's so annoying? Super Dave? Yeah, Super Dave, you're done with your dance segment. Thank you. I'm the only presidential candidate who actually has a dance gif out there. Except, well, there's a couple of Donald Trump ones. Yeah. I can't stop talking about the country and what we're dealing with. This was a picture behind me that came out last week. Scissor Fight was going over the geocaching worldview sites that are out there of various satellites, and he noticed this blanket of chemtrails over Australia, southern Australia. Pretty serious. It makes you truly stand up and notice, you know, when you see things like that. It's like, yeah, something to ponder. Yep. Kind of like Bill Murray. Oh, yeah, okay. Very young Bill Murray, yeah, before his face kind of sunk a little bit, way down deep. What does a lot matters. Okay, David plus Ellen. I don't know. Is Ellen doing okay? I saw her in a tabloid. She didn't look too good. Are you talking about Ellen DeGenerate? Hey, last week, a state legislator in California introduced a bill that would ban the retail sale of smartphones. Why? I mean, the Democrats, not only do they not know how to make money, they continue to push for ridiculous things. Yeah, because maybe they're secure. You know, the NSA has already told big companies like Motorola to not make phones that are in any way not hackable. I mean, I almost think we've got a serious situation when the government wants to make everything not hackable. How does a journalist keep his stuff private? I'm having a hard time writing my book because I don't know where to store it. I can't store it on any cloud facility out there for fear somebody's going to get an early advance copy of it. Well, here we go. Proposed state bans of phone encryption make 0 sense. American politics has long accepted the strange notion that just a pair of states, namely Iowa and New Hampshire, get an outsized vote in choosing America's next president. The idea of letting just 2 states choose whether we all get to have a secure encryption on our smartphones, on the other hand, has no such track record, and it's not a plan that seems to make sense for anyone. Phone manufacturers, consumers, or even the law enforcement officials it's meant to empower. Last week, a California state legislator introduced a bill that would ban the retail sale of smartphones with that full disk encryption feature, a security measure designed to ensure that no one can decrypt and read your phone's contents except you. Big Brother's watching and they're invading legislation. They don't like the encryption, Scissor Fight says. Yeah. Hang on a second. Thank you. Wow. You know, I was watching a show the other day and I got a little teary-eyed, and Little red eye coming back here. Okay, it's either Dave or the Geordie show. I don't even know who's Geordie. David T-Mobile now owns Metro PCs. Are you serious, Walton? Wow. Samsung warned today to not have personal conversations in front of smart Yeah, we heard about that, Rogue Soul. Yeah, smart TVs cause it records and uploads it to a third party. And I don't mean our third party. Yeah. All right. That does not look like a credible link, JPF. Could you please avoid that? Thank you. You got a little dinky eye. Well, I was watching a show on Netflix, and it got pretty serious. It got really sad today, and I teared up. I was debating whether I should put teardrops in my eyes before I come on the show, but some people are going to accuse me of being high or something because I got teary-eyed in a show. It's called Longmire. Yeah, it's a good show. It's got 5 stars. I've been tracking the show ever since I lost all the other episodic shows to watch. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I like the silent masculinity of this sheriff. He doesn't say much, but what he does say makes a lot of sense. So I'm kind of aspiring to sound more like him. So pretend like I'm just your average cowpoke out there trying to solve crimes. Longmire. Now you're fantasizing. Dave used to watch this TV show back in the day? Really? And how would you know that? Are you monitoring me? Oh, the Pink Panther show, original opening. You know, I can't even play that on our show, or copyright violations occur. Passes permanent ban on Internet Act's taxes. Congress has voted to make permanent a federal law that prevents states or localities from taxing Internet access. Well, that's good. Yeah. Then why did our bill go up $20 a month? That's what I want to know. Because they're monetizing the bandwidth. And Netflix has a free ride. They get all the bandwidth. 66% of all of internet activity goes through Netflix. And they're not getting overbilled or charged. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. But we're getting hit on our individual server costs. Internet service providers, they call them. They call them internet service providers, and they're screwing the American people. You don't have any competition in your area. Do you notice that there's no news fiber optics laid in your community like they said there was going to be 7 years ago? Welcome to the communications conspiracy. Well, what happens, Beekman, is the top YouTubers partner out. And when they partner out, a lot of times they buy into a large conglomerate that owns the copyright rights to over 50,000 songs. Believe me, we have the ability to multicast. If you got fiber optics monkey times, seriously, what's preventing you from taking our show and multicasting it on multiple networks? I mean, you got the bandwidth to do that. I don't. I can only broadcast on about 3 networks simultaneously with 50 megabytes download and 5 megabytes upload. Battle Creek? Good. That'll be my next cop show, B-Master. Fair use doesn't apply. Google is already bypassing fair use and the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. They completely nullify that. They go for an international lawsuit issue on copyright protection, which supersedes any of our laws. So now that the partnership has been created with other nations, we are now having to abide by their laws. Okay, let's talk about the Scalia pillow over the possible murder victim. Texan cops just arrested the Scalia's pillow for possible murder 1. Okay, coming from Meow TV, this is interesting. If indeed there is a case where a pillow was over his head, which it was, we need to get to the bottom of it. Let's see. Do you have a link to that, Meow TV? Or are you just making that up? So we have to decipher between truth and fiction tonight. Is there a person, a suspect in the case? Because forensics would have showed me the hallway leading up to his bedroom. If I was watching a standard CSI show right now, it would automatically have given me DNA tests on the outside of the pillow. I would have had fingerprint tests on all the individual knobs in the house, in the motel room. You would have had surveillance footage. You would have known where his protection was, because no doubt he had a protective detail. And if he didn't have a protective detail, then yeah, that's even more suspicious. I'm not making anything up, Carpet Dog. I'm trying to find out. The pillow over his head we have substantiated. We got that recently in the news. Going back in time. Time is on your side. Yes, it is. Or is it? Plastic. $400 years to decompose. Edible plastic is on its way. Brazilian researchers have developed an edible plastic film. So you guys who are suffering from having no fun in bed will be able to get really dissolving condoms that are edible. I think that's a little weird. Okay. Justice Scalia dies at ranch resort owned by Democratic Party donor and Obama award winner. Whoa. That came in when I was gone, folks. See what I missed? Yeah. Well, what a coincidence. That will be for you, the readers, to decide. The photo below is Barack Obama shaking hands with a man by the name of John Poindexter, a Texas millionaire businessman, also noted for being a donor to the Democratic Party and who also received an award from Barack Obama related to his military service in Vietnam. Poindexter is the owner of the very Cibola Creek Ranch Supreme Court Justice Scalia was found dead at. I've heard of the legend of Cibola, but this is a little bit weird. That was a whole story about missing gold back in the 1700s. Did you hear about that? Legend of Cibola. So this is Poindexter, and he owns the ranch. This is looking shadier and shadier as time goes on. Poindexter, yeah, I mean, with a name like that, Democratic ties, valor in Vietnam. I mean, what was he? I'd like to investigate his career. All right. Looks a little weird to me. 2010. He also said to be the primary point man between the ranch location and federal authorities who were notably slow to arrive on the scene. So Poindexter may have delayed access to the crime scene. And they're not even treating it as a crime scene. To this date, there has been no request for an autopsy, even though initial reports suggest the Supreme Court justice was found with a pillow over his head and had died alone in his room without any apparent witness. Scalia was described as having been in good spirits in the hours prior to his death. Yeah, there you go, folks. Check it out. Passing the link back to you. You can't stop because you won't stop. We're going to keep on finding more information. Heavy.com, thank you. He ain't heavy, he's my justice. He was overweight. Antonio Scalia, conspiracy theories, top 5 questions about his death. Here we go. It was dance time, Darth. You missed the first dance segment. You can still get up and dance, though, while I sit here. Would you like to I'll put the music on a low hum.
We won't stop. We're gonna dance all night. Bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop. We can't stop. We can't stop. We can't stop. And we won't stop.
Okay, we're going to investigate this. The circumstances and chaos surrounding the death of U.S. Supreme Court Justice Antonio Scalia sparked many conspiracy theories. Many. According to the Post, the hours after his death, chaos, confusion, and conflicting reports. Scalia is survived by his wife, Maureen Scalia, his 9 children, and several grandchildren. Okay, why did he have a pillow over his head when he was found dead? That's got to be the number one issue. Don't talk about his weight. I just talked about Ernest Borgnine being a guy living to be 94 with more weight than he had. Come on. Well, he liked to have kids. He's a good father, and I'm really sad that he's dead because he stood up for everything the Democrats he pushed against. And I'm not a big supporter of the Republicans, but I think the Democrats are turning into communists. Yeah. We discovered the judge in bed, a pillow over his head. His bedclothes were unwrinkled. Wow, that was weird. The owner of ranch reports Scalia was found with a pillow over his head, but no medical examination of his body and no autopsy. Whoa. And Scalia did block Obama's Clean Power Plan. That was one of the last things he did. And we all know how powerful the Democrats have become in stopping business and growth, job growth. They're trying to kill our economy, everybody. Yeah. I had to stop it, sorry. All right, so all these are pillow over his head stories. Then, number 2, why was his cause of death declared by phone? Now that's weird. Oh yeah, there's a lot of family influence in Texas. And let's not forget that our great president, John F. Kennedy, died there. Apparently he visited the wrong state of Texas, yeah. I'm not a big fan of Citizens United, but I'm not here to discuss anyone who ruled in favor of Citizens United. I personally just want balance in the courts. I don't want one side versus the other. I want balance. Okay, so it declared by phone. Another question raised was they're not able to find a justice of peace who could get to the remote ranch where Scalia died, authorities said, when Presidio County Judge Cinderella Guevara? Who would name their kid Cinderella? I care how he died. And I'm in Washington State. Balance is cool. She said she was reassured by the police that there were no signs of foul play and made the declaration without even seeing the body. Cinderella said she also spoke to Scalia's physician, who said he was suffering from chronic conditions. Oh, come on. Who calls somebody's physician when they got a DB there? That's ridiculous. And who would believe anyone named Cinderella? God. Does the shoe fit? Why did local officials and his family decline to have an autopsy conducted? Yeah. An autopsy has not... Why is... Another question, why is Alex Jones' face in this picture? Okay, he posted a video on YouTube about an issue? Okay. And did Barack Obama have Scalia killed so he could fill his Supreme Court seat? That's number 4. The theory is that Obama had Scalia killed so that he could fill his Supreme Court seat. Yeah, that's a pretty basic one. Wow. And then 5, was he about to confess the Bush's family's role in 9/11? Ooh. This is one of these circular conspiracy theories. Tying off any connection to a justice of his stature speaking out on key issues. No, I haven't heard of YouTube. Is that some sort of a website? It's a great name for a website, though. What would that be all about? Brainwashing you? Endorsing certain YouTube stars to make them seem special so they can be controlled? Censoring the average American? Having hit counter locks on my site? No, I've never heard of YouTube. What is YouTube? I remember hearing the guy who created YouTube, the guy who sold out for only $2 billion. I say only $2 billion because it's obviously worth a little bit more than that. No, I'm serious. The guy actually said, we're just trying to store videos. And when he first talked about it on NPR, everyone was going, really? Well, we can all store videos right now. There's MPEG videos. There's all kinds of formats. But what made YouTube amazing is it has the ability to convert anything, no matter what, that's thrown at him. And yeah, I think he deserved it. He deserved that. But after YouTube was bought by the military-industrial complex, and they control the hit counters, YouTube is just another vegetable of mainstream media censoring. No different. Yeah, that is a joke. It's no longer funny. That was a joke 2 years ago, abnormal, but it's no longer funny. I'm sorry. He just said that his job is to drive around and collect all my signs. See, I had 90% of my signs stolen during the last local election. And that's pretty serious. I really did the election just to flush these corrupt Democratic and Republican pigs out of the woodwork. It's pretty funny. It's a sign of the times, all right. That's why I did it. It's actually part of a larger thing that I'm doing. It's a 10-year observation study. And I'm in the 9th year of the observation study. It's kind of cool. I will be publishing my results in a peer-reviewed magazine. It's not something I do normally, but I'm not looking to get a PhD or anything. I just feel it's necessary to conduct science on what we see here in our fake democracy and fake republic. Because clearly, I just got frozen. Yeah, that's what they do. They shut people down. What country are you in? President Obama addresses the death of Justice Scalia? That's like listening to Bugs Bunny talk about carrots. I mean, I don't really need to listen to the president talk about Justice Scalia. This is pathetic. Chat is slow here? Where do you normally chat? Chat hell or something? Slow? Larson is nothing at all. Basically, Larson is the guy who just continually supports the military-industrial complex in our area. He's our House of Representatives guy, our rep. Well, look, I'm not here to, discuss the failed policies of a nation that has completely forgotten its own people and shunned the media and created a fake press, censored media, controlled two-party system. I'm only here to really be the thorn in their side daily. I've been doing a pretty good job of being a thorn in their side because that's my role in life at this point, but I may very well be the answer to your prayers. Thorns can protect a little bud and it can turn into a beautiful branch. I'm not seeking any endorsements from secret societies. I've never been a part of those. Well, not wanting the drama of an autopsy is not really a good excuse for not having an autopsy, especially when their dad died with a pillow over his head. Nope, Larson doesn't have anything in my area. I can easily run against him. The question is, do I want to throw $1,700 at it? That's the question. Thorns protect plants, monkey times. Always remember that. No, I don't want to do that. So I'm basically walking into gunfire. If indeed I become president, I will have a major target on my head because I don't believe that we need to be run by evil people. We need to get good people in the White House. The last thing you need right now is a complete con artist like Donald Trump. Or worse than that, a woman who thinks it's her turn because she's completely owned and operated by the New World Order. And God forbid we have Bernie. Oh my God. That guy wants to tax you to oblivion to finance endless wasteful service jobs in the government sector that don't produce a damn single product. So you got a real problem as a voter right now. You're about to get taken to the cleaners by the left or the right. Either way, you got the commies on the left or the fascists on the right. It's your choice. Do you want a centrist third party or not? I mean, I can't make it any clearer for you. As the world turns, let's turn this off. Some of you are having some problems reaching our show, so I'm going to stop the visual stimulation and lock up the earth in a position. Okay, so these are chemicals that have literally been dumped in the sky right above southern Australia by jets. Kenny, hold on. We have sound here. We have sound. One, Kenny. Yeah. So anybody contesting this is, oh, there's no way they could possibly have used chemtrails. I've got this as a reminder that this is a blanketed chemtrail area that Scissorfight discovered in looking at this chart from February 9th. Yeah. So we are being chemically sprayed. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the president who will never tell you this.
Good evening, everybody.
Well, everything I'm saying is completely irrelevant. So far, they've given me a script for today to read, and I'd like to make the terrible announcement that I am glad to appoint a new justice to the Supreme Court, a Muslim that I knew in Kenya, a man who is strong on justice and clear on the goal of providing more Muslims the kind of support they need. We believe the next appointment will be a Muslim. Yeah. House Shoes, I was a voice actor for years. I don't believe it's my calling. Yeah, I don't care about voice acting. I'd rather make my own YouTube videos. I'll probably do that next year. But you need to give up the fact that you'll ever have a life, because in a couple of years you won't have any rights, you'll have no future, and your country will be like a cesspool. So while you tell me to give up the run for the president, I'm going to ask you to give up the run for a better life and accept the fact that you're going to end up living in a cesspool because you didn't bother to do anything to get me on the ballot. That's why. No, they didn't die. I didn't want to get involved with cocaine. And it was a prerequisite in Hollywood for me to do cocaine at 3 a.m. One guy said, "Hey, Dave, we really need to you got to do these lines tonight. You know, here's some lines. Do these lines." I said, "I'm a voiceover artist. Give me lines to read, not snort." Okay. No, you got to do these lines, man. You understand? No, I don't snort lines. Sorry. So yeah, because I don't do cocaine, I was blacklisted from Hollywood. Well, many of you are a bunch of drug addicts. I'm not here. I'm not in your body. I'm not telling. This isn't your heart saying, "Hey, dude, you better lighten up, or you're going to have defibrillations pretty soon." You know, I'm not your conscience saying, "God, you're going to cause brain cancer in your head from all that coke you're just snorting up your drizzle nose." Yeah, I'm not here to be your good angel saying, "You better be nice." I just didn't want to be a part of an industry that was so corrupt that they're all doing lines every day. No, I drink coffee. I'm a 5-cupper. It's doable. Everything's doable. Okay, let's listen to a couple more sound bites from the teleprompter reading puppet. Oh, we've had an error. Please try again. That's pretty much the story of his entire presidency. Okay, back to the 9/11 gathering here. George Bush, the family, creating a... You know, it's interesting that Trump did not go after 9/11 when he was attacking Jeb Bush in the recent debate. He just went after his brother. It's kind of weird. You know, why has Trump evaded 9/11? Why has he refused to talk about it and label it as an inside job? Because he's basically part of the group that perpetrated the lie we call 9/11. Thank you. You love my tie. That's nice. No, not really, Carpet Dog. Not everybody. Only everywhere I turned did I find cocaine. Yeah, I remember delivering packages, small packages, one package in particular. And I said, "This doesn't feel like a videotape," to a producer. Somebody by the name of beep, 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 beep. And I said, what is in here? And the producer said, "Hey, are you going to deliver it? You're not here to ask questions, buddy." Yeah. I mean, what do you do? Become a coke mule? So I quit. It was mutual. I would never deliver a brown package if it's just like nothing. I mean, come on. They're obviously all coked out in Hollywood. Yeah. It was obvious. Yeah, I'm not meant to be an employee. I'm meant to lead this nation. So I didn't really feel comfortable being a coke mule. Here's another great picture from Duct Tape. Over the Bering Sea. Yeah, look at that. Well, that's not exactly what we're looking at here. We're looking at something a lot more specific. That could look like chemtrails, but it's not. That looks like chemtrails. You're grasping for chemtrail straws. It is a cool natural phenomenon, no questions about it, dude. Is Justice Scalia's death a red herring? Is this a call to action for our country to realize we've got a lot of cover-ups going on? Justice Scalia was found dead in his resort hotel room in Cibola Creek. It's a creek. Yep. Pillow over his head. Clothes were unwrinkled. His hands were sort of almost folded on top of the sheets. It was like a staged killing. No, I never carried that package, so you can't call me a former drug mule. I did get into trouble, though, one day. Yeah. The guy, the producer handed me a water pipe, a paraphernalia. And he said, take this to this other guy. I said, okay. So I did carry a piece of paraphernalia, but it was completely legal in the state of California at the time. And the guy I brought it to was so pissed because he's right in the middle of a meeting with top-level executives. So I'm walking in there with a water pipe saying, hey, so-and-so decided he wanted to give you this. Marilyn Monroe was found dead. That's how she was found. And they doctored the evidence that occurred. Okay, this is some good stuff here. Okay, so we'll look at all kinds of different things tonight. Yeah. Well, no, seriously. Yeah, he probably was saying that, but he got the water pipe and he couldn't believe that I delivered a water pipe. And the guy who told me to deliver it, he thought it was a joke. And the other guy I delivered it to, it's a long story, but he was so pissed he turned red right there. He couldn't stop. Are you getting distortion on your end? All right, so make a long story short, Scalia is still dead. We don't have an autopsy. He did have a pillow over his head. There seems to be a cover-up. You got social distortion. Sound is fine there. Good. It's my speakers that are going out. Trump doesn't have any comments because he's part of the problem. He is the representative of the Federal Reserve placed into the race to create the appearance of point-counterpoint and to drive votes toward Hillary, who they really want to get elected. They really want Hillary to win. She has the most money in the race. Money she can't even say where she got it from. It's a little suspicious. It looks like a lot of the money came from super PAC money from European concerns. We're not really sure. But yeah. And getting back to my story about the water pipe, I brought it in and the guy was turned red. And the last thing I ever saw of that guy was this red face. He's fuming at me. He was fuming, and the next day, I think, that was the same day they told me I had to buy a gram of Coke, too. I said, you know, I'm basically not going to be here. I can't work at a job where I have to do Coke. The pillow's a distraction. It was a very unprofessional job. Yeah, you're right. What about puncture marks in his neck? Oh, that's right. We'll never know. All right, have they already gone ahead and committed him to the Have they already burned his body and cremated him? Anybody know? Because if they cremated him in the next 2 days, that would be absolute evidence this is a cover-up. Dude, I don't believe that coke is going to help you. I've seen people who say that they're going to do coke recreationally with their wife to improve their sex life. That person ended up right behind a dumpster 6 months later. Excuse me, 6 weeks later. Yeah. With his wife. And they were having sex behind the dumpster. So maybe he was right. It did improve their sex life considerably. Political Playbook teased the following excerpts from Barack Obama's The Story, which was published in June. Viewable when a joint was making the rounds, he often elbowed his way in and out of the shouted intercept and took an extra hit. But Obama's buddies who called themselves the Choom, where are you getting this stuff? JPF, where are you getting Politico's Playbook? I mean, I've never seen this copy. You got Barack Obama jonesing for a joint at a party? Where are you getting this stuff? Breaking news. News is breaking up. There won't be any news anymore because it's broken. Breaking news. The news is broken. At least Scalia didn't shoot himself, then walk to a park like Vince Foster. Yeah. Walking to a park with a gunshot in your head from the White House must have been tough for Vince. It's from the Obama pot-smoking details biography. Totally did. Thanks, man. I didn't even know this existed, man. We're going to have to, totally, research this or, David, do you think Obama would actually do something hideous like whacking Scalia? Desperate times, desperate measures. Scalia stood against everything Obama did. Don't put anything past him. Have you been to the Obama death count list yet? We'll try the Clinton death count first, and then we'll go to the Obama one. It's pretty interesting stuff. Reading is very interesting.
I like reading.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Reading is good. All right. So here is the perfect world on this side with the make-believe blue picture called the blue whirl. Is it the blue marble? Thank you. Blue marble picture of the Earth. And I take you to the real world where chemicals are dumped in the skies near southern Australia just 5 days ago. Nice, huh? Fake world, real world. Let's see who beats who in this face-off. Fake versus real. I'm just kidding you. You're very real. Sarah's a very real person. I love the fact that her mind is extremely, she questions everything, and I love that. I really think that's good. But I'm beginning to think that Scalia was whacked.
David's beginning to question more and think I accept everything.
I interview people all the time on our show. If you want to be interviewed, just dial 707 your ATP, and I'll interview you right now in real time. Thank you. It's nice to just sit back and watch the news. Let's check out what the stock market did today. I'm kind of curious about the Dow Jones. Oh, they didn't have a Dow Jones. That's right. Today was President's Day.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about our presidents. What do you say? Look, I like balance.
I like Grover Cleveland.
Okay, on Friday it was a big day, 313 point up on the stock market. So we'll see what happens tomorrow out of the chute. Friday was a very big day. Let's see if it tips over 16,000 on Tuesday. That'll be interesting.
You are practicing a voice, so when you call in, you're unidentifiable. But Sarah might still be able to identify your voice. Actually, David would be, because he has a good ear.
I do. I can listen to anything and pretty much pick the voice out of it. Even the voice that we sent in for analysis, that we still haven't had a response from the local police department, the voice of the guy that did the swatting attack on our show. I found out And someone else who's got a very good ear found out that it was the voice of the guy who had called up prior and claimed he was he was using a fake voice, of course, but claimed he was a police officer. That was a weird moment. Yeah, we had. So I'm still waiting on the incident report from the local sheriffs. I'm going to have to give them an email because it's been 6 months now. They never contacted me again. Well, the guy who'd called up that sounded like the guy, and I even gave him that audio clip. It sounded exactly like the tones of his voice, even though he was using a fake voice when he called up. He claimed to have been a police officer. Well, that's just anybody claiming to be something. I mean, why would a police officer SWAT me? You know, that makes no sense at all. No, I'm serious. Trudeau, are you kidding? He just opened up the door to 25 million Syrians. Excuse me, 25,000 Syrian refugees. Correction, not million, thousands. 25,000 Syrian refugees is a serious breach of national security in Canada. I can't believe he would do that. Why would you open the door to a potential terrorist force walking into your country? He seems to be out of touch. He seems to be leaning way too left, like the commie Hillary and Obama. Yeah, I don't mind having. Yeah, it might as well be 25 million serious refugees. I think Canada only has about 30 million people, though, if I'm not mistaken. Well, Trudeau's got some issues. I mean, I don't mind legalizing marijuana. I think that's great. But I really have a problem with, and I'm glad he pulled out of, that Canada pulled out of it, and he supported the rebel forces in Syria. But then he went ahead and invited 25,000 Syrians into his country. Sarah has wandering hand massage syndrome, where her hand can't but help it massage me. Pretty good to have that syndrome. I don't believe the USA and England could ever fight. If you understand that the USA is actually beholden to England, still to this day, under the existing documentation of the Paris Treaty. We never paid our debt back off to the City of London. So they've controlled our national finances for years as arch treasurers of the United States. Go to the Paris Treaty of 1783, read the document. It's the only document ever written about our national sovereignty. And in it, it clearly says that the King of England will be the arch treasurer of Canada and the US as long as we owe them money. That's why England was so pleased when we signed that document, and Ben Franklin was so stupid when he came back bragging about it. And now my arm kicks into wandering hand massage syndrome. WHMS is a serious crisis affecting many relationships. The more people rub each other, the more they're getting to know each other. And in an alienated society, that's bad. So wandering hand massage syndrome is extremely dangerous to the breakup of your family. It actually might bring you together. I don't know. It just looks like a huge cover-up right now. I'm looking at the Scalia information. It's extremely bad. Hey, let's talk about Japan. Last quarter, they've had a 1.4% decline in commerce. Their production is dropping. Their spending within their society is dropping by 1.4% per quarter. Even though Shinzo Abe has already given the country options of negative interest rates. They threw $600 billion at the problem about 5 months ago, and now they're offering negative interest rates. So even those tools, which are proving to fail internationally, are beginning to reveal the underbelly of credit card economies like Japan and the US and England and Germany and all the European bloc. EU nations are all suffering because they borrowed too much money. It's called contraction. And when you blow up a balloon, it's just like the laws of gravity. What goes up must go down. And our nation now is beginning to decline in that area too. But luckily for us, we still have the world's currency, the dollar. It is still tied to oil, even though oil is now dirt cheap. And our dollar value has retained its strength against other world currencies. So in a way, America is in the best condition to get through this coming economic collapse, global economic collapse. What we're going to try to glean from all of this is the realization that the people that are running the nations, the World Bank and the IMF, they have no clue. They're out to lunch.
So basically, with their negative rates,
Yeah.
they'll have to actually, if you want to put money into a bank to save, you actually have to pay.
Oh, okay.
That's what the negative rates mean.
You actually have to pay to save money at their
Yeah.
bank. How is that going to be an incentive for banks to even exist?
Exactly, it's not.
They're undermining the very purpose of banks with this negative interest rate scam. And then they're giving money away to people who want money, and they say, oh, you want extra money? We'll pay you to take our money. It's the weirdest ploy by very desperate people I've ever seen. And that's indicative of a pretty much of an end game that is not good for the future of our growth economies. Growth economies occur when people produce things. Now, do you know what we produce in America? We produce a lot. We are major producers of military hardware. Obama just approved a sale of 16 F-16 jets to Pakistan. So the military-industrial complex makes a lot of money. Vote for Dave. Don't be a slave. You finally read the bottom of the screen. Oh, okay. You got past the commercials. But no, we do manufacture quite a bit. In fact, most of the world's toilet paper comes from America. Don't think we don't produce anything. We produce medical equipment. We produce all kinds of things in America. We're not declining that fast, but we are declining. Every year, thousands of U.S. businesses are bought up by foreign entities, or they're shut down because they didn't make enough money, or people like Donald Trump buy them and then bankrupt them. Marla, I'm not trying to fuel any kind of a factionalism between dogs and cats. That is part of the Hegelian dialectic, to create the problem and then all of a sudden, we're the only ones that can fix it. We're not going to do that. We don't want to be part of that plan. There is no hatred between cats and dogs, Marla. I don't know. There's no legitimate journalist that ever interviewed my sister. A guy on the internet managed to get her online talking on a radio show, and she was right in the midst of a suit against me at the time, and she started just creating angry thoughts about me, but she recanted all those statements. But the media is kind of like permaglue. Once it gets out there, it's hard to erase it. So there's no way I can erase what she said, but she recanted it, so I can verify that is definitely a different talking point. She's doing well. I just emailed her. She's in Hawaii having fun. Well, everybody looks tired after listening to your chat, Beekman. Just reading your chat is wearing us out. Yeah, those are chemtrails, Claris boy. I just want to show you how seriously obvious these chemtrails are, so you don't think for a second this is just a make-believe story about chemtrails. It's just everything you say, Beekman, and it rubs me the wrong way. So she's getting very tired just watching your chat. So if you chatted less, Sarah would be much more energetic.
No, that's not true. I'm just always, I guess I need more iron or something. I don't know.
Well, I think I should make you dinner.
You should take a break.
No, let me get something. I've got something cooking on the stove. I'm going to make us a little something tonight.
Okay, that sounds good. I was just looking at the news. That's what I was looking at and reading that. It's kind of cool. I like the site I'm looking at right now and reading into. Well, I like you. I can't speak for everyone. That is kind of strange, that chemtrail cloud that's over there. Do you have the original link to that scissor fight? Did it actually? I mean, I wish I could go back and actually look at that. Well, I know multi-tool, but it's all good. I don't think so, Carpet Dog. I'm in favor of Sponheim. Well, I only perk up because... Oh, weird. Nice. I perk up because I know I have to. It's like I'm on the camera now, so I have to perk up. Cloud Streets. Okay. Yes, David and I actually spent, what was it, Super Bowl Sunday with my parents. I missed the joke. Oh, okay. Let my hair down. It looks so funky and cool up, though. Yeah. No time is a good time for goodbyes. Oh, my hair's all funky. There we go. I'll put it up like this. Instead of taking it down, I'll put it up. How about that? Kidding. Okay, now it looks awful. Now I have to take it down. Okay. An opening shot in Rubio's Morning Again in America ad appears to be Canada. Oh. That's funny. Hey Shrek, how are you? Your test went through. I know, I look like Mrs. Flintstone. Oh, you got it. Oh man, you got a link, a picture for me, Beekman? Yeah, David's pretty cool. Yeah, I did. I guess so. It's this weird troll. Oh, goodness. Ah, yikes. There we go. Is that better? Is that what you wanted? Let it grow! And it grows. Alright, fantastic. There's my hair. Hey, I just met you. And this is crazy. That's your chat line? That's so funny. Top neuroscientist explains Big Pharma's Adderall is essentially crystal methamphetamine. But it works differently on different people's brains. Yeah, TV2. Some people, it works differently, I would say. What do you think? Don't they always? Alright, I'm closing out of this. I guess I'll leave that for David. Why do I want this? I don't. That's kind of cool. Sea ice. Eco images. That's cool. I don't think those are chemtrails. There's just the sea ice melting. Ah, that's true. They don't practice being crazy enough, so they end up just being nuts. That's so funny. Hilarious. Alright. What is this? Oh goodness. Heavy.com. Then I'll go to Ars Technica. Alright. Goodbye, 71 characters. Yeah, you guys can go play all the music you want. I'm just here hanging out. Okay, Ars Technica. Do I trust this site? I guess so. More than I do from Blacklisted News. Thanks, side character. I just took down my hair, so I guess I look better. Congress passed a permanent ban on internet access taxes. Multichannel.com. I'm clicking all the links on the Permanent Internet Tax Freedom Act. Senate passed, which would permanently bar states and localities from imposing taxes on internet access. It already passed the House, so now it goes to this president's desk. It was included on a trade customs enforcement bill that passed overwhelmingly Thursday. Okay. So they want to combine the Permanent Internet Tax Freedom Act, but they want to combine that with the MFA Marketplace Fairness Act, which okay, which would allow states to collect taxes from online purchasers. They want action on a standalone MFA, Marketplace Fairness Act. So all these states will be losing money on taxes from the internet. Not yet, fortunately, 204. I don't think it really matters to me. As what somebody said, it's okay. We all know. Isn't that what Joan Rivers said? Yeah, I know. I do feel a little weird with everybody typing and doing everything else that they're doing. You knew her. You don't know her. You might have known her, but you don't know her anymore. She passed away. Joan Rivers, yeah. Well, does it matter? Or I'll at this point cite Hillary Clinton. At this point, what difference does it make? My secret to great hair, don't cut it for 5 years. No, nobody wants to do that. 325. Go to Cam 4 or something like that. ILYU2. Oh, wait. ILY2. This isn't that. I love you. I know you, Sarah, but I know of you. You know me and you know of me. Oh, you want to do that? Well, no one's going to reply to you. Thank you, iCharacter. Oh, Nedra, is that going to happen? Fun. I know. It's so sad. I mean, Joan Rivers had so much other things. Like, she had In Bed with Joan or something like that. So there's a temporary renewal of the IFTA. I hope the president does sign that. Pencils are gluten-free. Yeah, they're made out of wood and graphite. I would think that they're gluten-free.
Well, there was an article earlier that somebody sent. I think Scissor Fight had this.
They're always posting things that are, gluten-free.
Gluten-free,
Ooh.
yeah.
That's so funny. Like, everybody's looking for something that's gluten-free. Well, if it were crayons, then...
It was crayons.
But...
Gluten-free crayons.
Well, that would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like... I don't really go with the whole idea that people are really that allergic.
Oh my
to
God.
gluten.
You have to... I'm going to take care of this for you.
Okay.
Hey, don't...
Here, I'll give you a link to heavy.com and you can find out what's up with Anthony Scalia's sudden death.
Joan Rivers is actually a famous comedian. You can look her up online and actually listen to her funny humor.
I think her videos, her YouTube show might still be out there. She had a show, it was like in bed with Joan.
In Bed with Joan, yeah.
And she'd have like her guests come out of the closet.
I know.
Lay in bed with her and just chat.
She was really growing in YouTube numbers too.
That's a
she
good
was
show.
viral.
We should take that over. It could be In Bed with Dave.
Okay, let's do it. Maybe we should do that Thursday night. I'm doing a cooking show Thursday. I don't know what I'm going to make.
But she had all these guests, so.
Yeah, I don't have any guests at all. I don't want any guests.
Yeah, that's the problem.
This is not a fiery redhead. This is a brunette. In case you didn't know, Sarah's hair is...
I have redhead. I have some red highlights.
You're going to cook chili, Amanda?
Naturally.
That's
It looks red.
It is red, yeah. It's chestnut, I think. My mother had auburn hair. It is very pretty. Yeah, she's gorgeous hair. Everyone loves your hair. And you don't use curlers or anything. It just naturally grows this way.
I just natural.
There's a secret though, right? We should tell everybody the secret.
The secret.
The secret to curls. If you are suffering from lack of curls, get some a thing called
Braid Sheen.
Braid Sheen.
African Pride makes a pretty good one.
African Pride, yeah. They make the best braid sheen. Spray that on your hair once, and you'll never have any problem with curls again. Really? Wow.
Yeah, I don't straighten it.
Sarah doesn't air dry.
I'm too lazy to straighten it.
And we've saved about $13 this year on air dry, not using a hot dryer in the bathroom.
Think of all the money I've saved.
We should actually buy some sort of
I should get
an alternative, like a greenhouse gas friendly hair dryer with small gerbils in it that generate heat. It goes medieval when you leave, really. So they start acting like ruffians, and they want to have. Well, they see a woman, and many of these guys are so starved for love. I mean, they get all the free sex they want on TV or on the internet, but they're starved for real love, and that's the thing. Your husband is a girl. Really? I did not know that.
No, but she's just saying like he uses a blow dryer, so he takes care of himself. Like
he's doing the blow dryer thing.
It's not. She's not really saying he's a girl. She's really saying he's a.
I know. Yeah.
What's that? What's that word?
He's a metrosexual.
Yes, thank you. I couldn't think of that word.
Well, I'm a metrosexual, but I'm also a green-friendly metrosexual, so I can't go using blow dryers and shavers on my hair. I'll use a wet shaver in the shower on my neck, for instance. I hate hair on my neck. Oh, really? He goes out and shops he gets high heels every few days.
The sun, not carbon dioxide, is the cause of climate change, according to edberry.com. Wow, so the sun is the cause? Well, I don't know. You cannot discount the fact that there's a ton of air pollution out there. Okay. The silver iodide that they've dumped in the atmosphere over the years, just cloud seeding alone, is massive up in our atmosphere. So let's not dispute any of the real causes of global climate change. But the sun really has a greater effect. And what's happening is our planet is going into a galactic alignment with the Milky Way and the sun. And this is creating what many experts in this field
have decided this is the beginning of another ice age. So we are entering the age of Aquarius, and that is the beginning of another ice age for the Earth, which happens every 25,000 years. There's no conspiracy here. There's just a reality that we are actually going into a cooling period. So the atmosphere could heat up a little bit. It wouldn't hurt for the sun to actually bake in on the Earth a little bit more. But that's not happening with all these chemtrails like the ones behind me that are being dumped in our atmosphere every day. Now, could you focus on the issues, not pubic hair, in your mouth? I mean, that's the sickest thing I've ever heard in the chat. I mean, how did you get this through the censors? Yeah, somebody must have not purged you. Did you see what he writes? I mean, these people, where are they coming from? And they're living in their parents' basement? Focus on your future and building a political future for this nation. Let's not talk about something that gross. Chemi's in the air, everywhere we look, everything's in the air. Yeah, we could play that. Building that cash, running at 100%. See how RAM is only clipping at 32%?
Yeah.
Yeah, everywhere we look.
I know. Can I borrow this?
Sure. I'm voting for myself. This is going to be a great year for me. And if you want to write me, you have to actually know my name, Dave Sponheim. So vote for Dave. Don't be a slave. He writes, who are you voting for? And I've got a thing rolling in front of the screen here.
It says vote for David.
Who are you voting for, dude?
I'm voting for this dude right here.
I'm Dave Sponheim. I'm here to save the nation.
Sorry, I was trying to purge that person, but it didn't work out.
Don't exert yourself. Save your energy for the post-apocalyptic years. They're coming. Try to hold on to your energy, folks. You may not have a lot left. Yeah, they're pretty much killing off the atmosphere on the for all of you terrestrial people. But those of you who are subterranean, you can still breathe filtered air, courtesy of Monsanto. That's right. The underground caverns of the elitists near Denver. Oh, you didn't know about the apartments that they're giving only billionaires? Oh, wow. Right now I'm considering Sarah Hart as my vice president, but thank you for asking. I'm not Alfred E. Newman. I have nothing to do with him. I read Mad when I was a kid, though. And I do have one of the largest Mad collections in the world. It is true. It's funny you should mention Alfred E. Newman. You know, Mad was
You know I'm here. That's all that matters. So thank you. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you know about David now.
Mad was a small format comic book when it first started. I have the original copies, many of them. It's howdy doody time. It's howdy doody time. I'm not howdy doody. I'm here to tell you we're screwed if we don't wake up here and build this third party. So Mad sold out to the man, really. Do you think that Alfred E. Newman was a prophecy of me? I remember Ted Koppel of Nightline, ABC's Nightline. Ted Koppel. Many people thought Ted Koppel was Alfred E. Newman. But truly, I don't believe it was necessarily a visual prophecy of the future. I am more like Mr. Natural. Truly. Keep on trucking guy. Have you seen that? Where the guy, you want to talk about working on your glutes. It's like that. Sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm doing a
I
little.
don't know what you're doing.
The keep on trucking guy.
I don't know what you're doing.
Well, you'd have to see keep on trucking.
Okay.
Let's pull him up.
Do I really want to see this?
No, let's talk about something else.
Probably don't.
Let's talk about what's on your mind.
I was just reading an article about.
Oh, what about?
About how cars, the way that the millennials view car ownership is totally different than the way older people view it. Like a lot of young people aren't buying cars.
Oh, right.
And
yeah.
it went from like people thought, oh, the Scion, like all these young people there will be buying the Scion, and it was modeled by Toyota. But anyway, it ended up being like they went from selling 170,000 cars a couple years ago to selling in 2006, so about 10 years ago, 170,000 to 56,000.
Whoa! So
last year,
Toyota
so
lost
everybody's more
125,000 in sales, in car
Yeah.
sales. 125,000 car sales they lost in 1 year. Toyota's shrinking. The Japanese economy is shrinking. People aren't buying as much because people don't have a lot.
Yeah.
The disparity of income created by the elitists when they
Yeah.
decided to print up money and give each other more money has created almost a complete shutdown in the free market economy that we've grown to love and endear. So what are we going to do in replacement? Well, the answer is build up our service economy. People can still do things, helping each other, and produce products that other countries are going to want. And that would be the sole goal of the president, inspiring the growth of production, not say things like, well, make no mistake about it. The government is not responsible for creating jobs, which is what Obama said in, 2010, 2009? It's ridiculous. So we are going to have to come up with products like green, clean technologies, where other countries can desalinate water. They like fresh water in other countries. Create vehicles that get 100 miles per gallon. Wow. Yeah. Begin to clean the air and actually create air filtration devices that you can put in your own car, plug into your cigarette lighter. Whoa, what a concept, dude. But these are the ideas that I've had for the past 25 years, and I don't have the venture capital to make that happen. Well, let's be clear. You're accusing me of sounding just like Barack Obama. Did you hear that? How do you know I'm not using the same microchip he's using? You don't know that, do you?
Wow. A production company that was involved in making Star Wars, the most recent one, is being sued by, they face criminal charges because Harrison Ford broke his leg.
Oh, I heard about that. Where? He was
He
struck by a hydraulic metal door? Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. He was injured again?
No, this was on the most recent Star Wars movie.
It was the most recent Star Wars movie?
Yeah.
Well, isn't that weird? Harrison Ford, one of the greatest male actors in our history. I'm not chipped. It's a joke, Carpet Dog. Harrison Ford, one of the most decorated, amazing icons of American acting. Remember he was in a small plane accident in Santa Monica, outside the Santa Monica airport about 2 years ago? Well, he was also injured. That's right. He was also injured with a huge door. Broke his leg in the filming of Star. This is just crazy, man. Well, yeah, people do get old. But I mean, the poor guy doesn't need to be victimized constantly. I mean, many people are wondering, is somebody out to get him? Will he be the next guy to lay in a bed with a pillow over his head? I mean, and no one investigate his death. What the hell? Are we going to sit around and watch this entire nation go to sleep while people are terminating people left and right? What the hell's going on here? Mike Rowe's not an actor, actually. Nice try. He's a show host. I gotta find my other ones. I'll be right there. Thank you so much for
Are you
helping
guys
out.
all interested in who won what at the Grammys? Wait, let me look at this. Wow. All right. What? Wow. You guys are so bizarre, some of you guests. Well, it's going to take a lot to get elected. That's what it is.
You want to talk about our Valentine's brunch we did?
Sure.
Yeah. So Sarah and I went to a really...
Unlike other countries, the U.S. government does not maintain a national...
Yeah, we went to a great casino for a brunch on Saturday. I took her out, and it was. I've never been to a place where I sat down. We just got in before, like a half an hour before the end of the brunch, right? And we sat down. We said, "Oh, okay, this is brunch." It didn't have a lot of great things in the menu, but we found a couple of good things like shrimp omelets. We both had a shrimp omelet, and they came to our table and they said, "So, would you like to get anything at the bar before we close it?" And we were like sitting down for like 15, 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
15 minutes. "So, would you like to get anything at the bar before they close it?" No, it was strictly non-radiated shrimp. I checked. So I'm going, okay, so we better go get some shrimp. Get bubblegum shrimp. My mom always said, life is like a box of chocolates. But no, seriously, the next move was to get, 4 plates each? Filled with food?
We did. Like I had already eaten 1 plate, and then I went and got up, and I had like 3 more plates sitting in front of me. Oh, that was a lot.
Have you ever had a situation where you almost felt nauseous from all the food that was sitting on? Didn't you feel like just almost to that point? I was like, it was almost to that point. It's like, whoa, we got to eat this. That was Mr. Rogers doing Forrest Gump. Well, that would be special. Won't you be my neighbor and have a box of chocolates? So let's talk about it's real. What's happening here? Milwaukee record. Wisconsin DMV says colanders are okay in licensed photos. Colanders. Seriously. Is this a joke?
Yeah, that's a joke.
I don't think disparaging statements about Muslims is appropriate. Hear me out, TV. You know that. I don't hate Muslims. I've never had any
New York
bad
City had
experiences
its coldest.
personally. What's happening?
I don't know. Just start closing everything. That would be good. But I think it's over here.
Sometimes you can see the audio clip popping up. Well, this is the deal. I personally believe that Donald Trump is falsely targeting Muslims. It's really jihadist, extremist, fundamentalist Muslims that you have to concern yourself with, who are trying to create jihads where they kill infidels. But to cast a huge, broad stroke against Muslims in general, I thought was the biggest political faux pas anyone could have made. Donald Trump made that faux pas just a couple months ago. So now he's still riding on this empty-headed promise to these people that he's going to build a wall, which he borrowed the idea from me, and I don't even want a wall. I want a fence, a lethal electric fence. One that will truly be able to roll out within 6 months, not a wall. And we're certainly not going to build Mexico for that. And anything but Clinton, you're saying? Well, what do you think people are saying now when you hear Donald Trump say to everyone he was talking to a group of people, he said that if he went out into the street, he said, and shot somebody, his fans are so loyal that they'd still vote for him. So you've got a guy who's willing to commit a homicidal ideation on camera. He's driving votes to Hillary. I got news for you, Abnormal. He's starting to make Hillary seem completely sane, which many people are having doubts about. Or at least 100% there with her chip not functioning. Yeah, let's be clear. Let's be clear. Donald Trump is a bully and clearly is going after pushing votes to Hillary. Obama could say that, you'd believe him, right? I know your name is Ab, but I call you Abnormal, okay? Is that okay? Yeah. Question is, do you feel lucky? Well, do ya? Punk?
No formal teaching experience.
No.
You've had 8 jobs in the last year. You probably guessed.
Let's do a round robin, because I do that sometimes. It's perfect for our show. You don't mind, do you?
What?
A little round robin of things.
Sure, go ahead.
In the news? Okay. Let's start we're going to start at one end of the show and go to the other. And I'm going to put this right in the middle here.
You could do that for the whole thing.
Oh, we can talk together. It's all good.
I don't know what this is.
We're going to start at one end of the show and go from here. All right? Okay. This was yesterday's news. Text of the National Emergency Centers Establishment Act. Mr. Hastings of Florida. Transportation infrastructure. This is just an armed forces document that came in the show the other day. This is worth watching. Jib jab.
I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through. To make those rainbows in my mind, when I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time with you. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us.
Not really.
The castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Oh, it's just the two of us. Just the two of us. Yeah, just the two of us. Come on, get it together, baby. Yeah, just the two of us.
Uh-oh. I purged the wrong person. Hang on.
What? What did
I just
you
purged
It's
Shrek.
for 10 minutes. I don't know if you can unmute somebody.
I just
Better
muted
check.
Shrek. Let me check. Hang on. Chat was going too fast, Shrek. Sorry.
Unmute.
Thank you.
What
Whoa.
did you do?
I just messed with Shrek. I was
Oh
trying
my
to this person.
goodness.
I was trying to get this person, but it was right above Shrek, and this person was saying terrible things about your body parts.
Well, people do. I don't really care.
Well, I mean, I don't want you, spoken of in
Okay,
such
let's
a.
go from.
No, this is. I want to show you this. I know. I want to show you what I have here. This is our Cool Rock site, and we have this cool site set up so that you could actually see chat from a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You got the show behind us. This is being broadcast live in Battlecam, and then right over. Hang on, and you've got Seth Roth making statements over there, and then you got the Vaughn chat. Then you've got this new chat room you created in case we ever run out of a chat room.
I know. I guess I should be checking that site more.
We're going to do that. We're going to do that. And then I've got these cool utilities that Scissor Fight gave us. And if you use these things, you'll kind of like be wowed. You can. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And then over here, if you type 2 letters like Y or J, just leave that. Just leave that. And you can change feedback. Scuzz. And delay time. Pretty cool, huh? All right, and you can go down here and create an even more bizarre sound. Hit this add button. Right over, you can't see, it's behind your head. And then sculpt sound.
That's cool. It's like graphing it.
Welcome to Cool Rock. You don't like the truth, do you? And then you can X out of the whole thing by clicking that.
Sequence.org. I'm going to have to learn that one.
Yeah, go to Cool Rock and find that out. Okay, here we go. This is where Sarah left off. 10 years ago, they beat MIT. Today, it's complicated. What is this? Arizona Central?
Yeah, it's about.
You were researching online education?
No, I was reading that article.
Oh, okay. Well, and we talked about legalizing it, but decriminalization is probably a good move. This story has been a feel-good since.
Anyway.
Mr. Rogers. Let's see. A ragtag team of high school kids form from a poor part of West Phoenix.
No formal teaching experience.
Had no formal teaching
You've had 8 jobs in the last year. You probably guessed.
Okay, that's out of there. Now let's go to...
Well, I think you really should get this, done, change your outlay.
Yeah, I can do that by going right here.
Yeah.
And then we can take this and then just drop the size down. So.
I don't think that's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry.
Saying like that you're. What I'm saying.
Outlay.
I'm saying that
I am trying to understand what you're saying.
Capture is not good enough. That's what I'm trying to say. Where's your picture?
I am moving forward. Let me explain. Thank you.
Okay. So I think that what I'm trying to say
I will be Digital Dave.
If you really want to do this,
yes,
then I think you have to take a better screen image.
Okay.
All right, David wants to show you what he's been looking at online.
Yes, Sarah. I have been looking at various things online, and you are now taking the appropriate.
Close them out.
Thank you.
When after David explains what they are that he's been looking at.
My program is designed not to interrupt you ever.
Well, that's good. That's as it should be. All right, here we go. Go ahead, David. What's this?
Well, Sarah, this is a Grammy Award winner complete list 2016 for those of you who really give a crap about the Grammys. If you are a person who cares, please pipe up and make yourself known. Otherwise, we're moving on to the next link.
Okay, I don't care. All right, that's our Valentine's Day jib jab, and we'll close out of that.
No, we're not closing out of that because that's a cool jib jab, and I can't copy it.
Okay, here's this Karen Hudas thing.
Yeah, dollar to crash.
What?
Well, if you want to know more about it, Karen Hudas, the woman who was the World Bank attorney for many years, 20 years, was fired in 2007. She's gone on a rather interesting evangelical quest to get the gold back for this country that we lost against Germany when we took over Germany and Japan, and it was seized by the World Bank, and that is what that is right there. So let's give. I
have to say though that this was created in November 4th, 2014, so it's old news. So I'm going to close out of it.
You can close out of it, but it is also relevant. Right around this time was when Karen Hudas actually started exposing this entire event. And she's been diligently working on her own efforts for about a year and a half now.
Okay.
All right, now,
this
Tesla.
This is from Activist Post, and it claims that years before the first TV, Tesla predicted and helped to develop the smartphone and FaceTime.
Yeah.
This is a pretty cool site. It's called AmericasLibrary.gov. And what it has is, like, you can meet amazing Americans. You can jump back in time.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it has like little things.
We'll leave that up as a good. That could be a great cool link from Cool Rock.
AmericasLibrary.gov.
Hang on just a second. Stop. We have Happy Tones. Scissorfight just sent us a Happy Tone thing. We can play on the Happy Tone. That's the link I'm going to add that to the Cool Rock page. Cool. Yeah, I love it. That's really cool. Thank you. No, I'm going to add that to the Cool Rock page along with your the songs. Now, Scissor Fight, hang on just a second. This takes a little time, but Scissor Fight has his own little list here of all his stuff, and we're going to add this link to our Cool Rock site too, just so you know.
Okay, you go ahead and do that.
Well, that's what I'm planning tonight. You're being watched.
I know, right? Meow.
Sarah, you are being watched. Okay, now. We then move forward toward this article that, let's see. Okay, that's from you. And then this next one's a wave of holistic doctor deaths continue as Florida chiropractor suddenly dies despite being hearty and healthy. That's a good one. Let's give you guys the link. We're going to link back to you guys now. This is not a comedy show. This is about you finding out information and talking about things you can't hear about in the mainstream media. So don't think for a second this is some sort of a party, dude. It's a political movement forming. Now I'm beginning to, I sense that Sarah's in the room, and we're going to give you a little bit of Sarah there in the background.
No, because Sarah was going to leave the room.
No, you're not going to get away that easy. So this is a good link I just gave people.
Don't you think?
Well, it's a wave of weird, mysterious deaths. This is the 15th death in a long string of deaths of people being
just a watermark.
People being investigated. People being investigated by the FDA are turning up dead. Now, is there a connection between the FDA and their deaths?
I'm ghosting.
Okay, now we go to Justice Scalia dies at a ranch resort owner.
Or deaths.
This was the story about Poindexter. We went over that earlier, and how he may be implicated in this somehow, but nobody's asking any questions about Justice Scalia's death. No autopsy. And yes, he did have a pillow over his head when they found him. All right.
Obama never looks at the person who's shaking his hands with this guy, and he's like,
no, his program
doesn't really care. He's looking somewhere else.
His program was designed to not actually make contact.
It's like this. If it's like, yes, how are you? And it's like you're not even looking at the person you're shaking hands with.
It's common.
They don't matter.
Yeah, they don't matter. Yeah. You really think this president mattered, or anyone mattered to him for the past 7 years? He hasn't done anything. It is over his head. All right, let's take a look here. And this is interesting technology that just came in about plastic. They're talking about making plastic...
oh, yeah, out of fruits. That'll be good.
Edible plastic film out of fruit rolls. Who would have ever thought? I did. 72 years ago.
I know you thought of it, but
I never patented it.
One thing to think and one thing to act.
You're right. She's right again. And this is named Aperture. It's an amazing, multifaceted tool, a fantastic new engineering concept. Cool tool. Yeah. So we'll talk about those two. I'll keep those for our really big show, our technology show coming up Thursday. And then this is weird. Let us inspect your home for dirty dishes, or we'll get a warrant. City says. You want to find this one out?
No, not really.
Okay. Sarah doesn't even care. All right. And then on to here, well, it's not that interesting. Proposed state bans on phone encryption makes 0 sense. Now, I think personally, banning encryption violates our personal freedom.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't we make sure there are provisions out there for the NSA to not have access to privacy?
If people want it, then that's fine.
You got something for us, Amanda?
Yeah, she made broccoli cheese soup.
Whoa!
Oh, that looks really good.
That looks great. Oh my God! Look at the display too. Let's put this in.
Oh, that looks so yummy.
Oh, far cry.
I want to come over to your house for dinner.
Well, believe me, if you want to cook anytime, I made a wonderful.
I'm gonna have to get your recipe and actually make it.
I made some turkey friggin' Z today with potatoes.
No, it looks really good.
I made turkey friggin' Z. It turned out fantastic. I bet it's like dippable right there. I could just sink my bicuspids into that.
Looks very professional and beautiful photograph.
It does. It looks like absolute perfection, and I love the broccoli.
I love the little broccoli that you laid on top, just perfect.
Lay across my big broccoli bed. Sorry, I just had to sing.
AmericasThirdParty at gmail.com. You can send me.
Thank you.
Then I'll have to make cream of broccoli.
Oh, your plating is fantastic. You could compete.
Well, you're really good with plating. I have to say that looks very professional.
I would say that this is a fantastic plate job, but that's got some bad urban things to. Okay, let's move on.
It does not. It's cream of broccoli soup. 244.
Well, that would look like a plate job if that was the case.
You don't know what that looks like. Very good soup. That's my favorite soup ever.
That was a lovely plate job.
Back up.
That was great stuff, though. Okay, permanent internet access tax ban clears Congress. What does that mean? Does anybody have any intelligence to understand that?
Yes, I know. I read it.
Really? What do you want to explain it to us? Synopsize it.
The U.S. House, and here's another. No, this is another one. The U.S. House and the U.S. Senate both passed this thing called the Permanent Internet Tax Freedom Act, which basically makes it so anything that you buy and sell on the internet is not taxed. However, there's also another thing called the MFA, which is the Marketing Freedom Act. Anyway, basically they're saying they don't want to tax, but then they're going to say that they're going to tax state by state on the internet. So
why? Why would they even think that they could implement more regulations, more government, more big government to
MFA
tax?
The MFA is not going into tax yet. So
I know.
In a way, the PIFTA, the Permanent Internet Tax Free Act, is a good thing.
You're saying the PIFTA is better than the MFA.
Yeah.
You're saying the PIFTA is better than the MFA. I understand now. I always thought the PIFTA was better than the MFA. That's what I'm talking about.
Beyond.
Yeah.
420, thank you.
That's what I'm talking about.
You'll just have to keep wanting.
When is the next dance break, Dave? Coming up in the next...
Well, whenever Sarah leaves, in the next 3 minutes.
Okay, we're almost done with this. So thank you for explaining that to us, but we don't want more taxation. And if the government wants to tax everybody on internet purchases, they might as well put a brake on all of the retail that's growing in our country. Because frankly, with the mall stores shutting down, retail closing in general, and then them trying to tax the internet, can you imagine? The Democrats are trying to kill our economy. Dum da dum dum. Oh, and you have a blind Fakachi flute maker? Well, that's cool. We should check him out. Shakuhachi. I'm sorry, I completely mispronounced it. Shakuhachi. Ah, one man's meditation is another man's permanent brain damage. I'm sorry, I'm not able to play this due to copyright control issues. But we will play it in the after show. We'll keep that in queue. Thank you so much. And then finally, Sarah, we are going to go to our final link. Obama pot smoking details in new biography. That was interesting. People don't realize our president's been smoking pot most of his adult life. This was one of the best links in the show tonight, I think. Shitachi. You can take a look at finding out more about Barack Obama's marijuana involvement, and then figure out why we have such a hypocrite for a president who won't legalize marijuana. And then you come to the realization the Democrats and Republicans are owned. They're owned by the people that want you to become heroin addicts, that get cheap opium grown in the fields of Afghanistan and have our government send military over there to process it. That's what's going on. That's why you don't have legalization in this country, because they want to make money on heroin and kill people. Next. IKEA has been accused of evading more than $1 billion in taxes. Yeah. And making some really cheap-looking furniture, I might add. 10 toxic foods made in China that are filled with plastic, pesticides, and cancer-causing chemicals. Wow. Unbelievable. Well, at least we know we can live in a small cubicle with the comfort of our own personal food supplies left after the apocalypse. So at least I feel confident I'll be able to make it through those final days before the rapture, or whatever chur that you're looking for. I think that's it. Yeah. We've reached the end. Oh, and the happy drum. Sorry, I bursted your eardrums there. I'm going to have to turn that happy drum down a little bit. Okay, so we are centrist, folks, and we are dedicated to a political future for America. And I definitely think a centrist position is the way to go, because we need to find common ground in the middle of the political spectrum. Any final words from Sarah on her overall commitment to what we're doing here?
Keep up the good work, David. Everyone should follow their dreams, and I'm going to say good night.
All right. Good night, Sarah. We'll see you a little later. Enjoy your show.
Should I eat something? I'll wait for you.
Well, no, go ahead. It's on the stove. Just grab some of it and turn the flame off.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Do you need some coffee before I go?
One quick splash. I'll be right there.
He has to get a refill before I go.
Just one quick splash in a micro.
That's why I'm here, to give him a little break. Break it up. All right. Yeah, it'll be all good. So, yes. Much fun. So you guys have a good rest of your President's Day, or whatever day you're having. And that's good. Admiral, just chill. It's all good. I don't know what all these people did to upset you. Relax. No, I'm not going to do that. Guess 208, not going to happen. You got the chill speech from Sarah. Wow. People are so rude. Why you got to be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? Alright. I don't know what they're laughing at. Who cares? Really? Does it matter? Is it that important? Oh, he's laughing because I told you to chill. Oh, sorry. This is why we can't have nice things. Oh, goodness. Abnormal's not going anywhere. Maybe you should leave now. 208. Come on. I know. They show up. Ah, go away. I don't know who you really are in real life. Aw, 460. How sad. All right. Wow, Admiral, what have you been on? Maybe you need to take a chill pill. Take a chill pill, dude. All right.
It's pretty loud. It's pretty loud, huh? Is it too loud for you guys?
I know, it's too graphic. No, I don't think it's too loud. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it was too loud. Was it too loud?
It is loud, yeah. It was too loud, but it was nice tones.
Sorry.
I still like that tone. Very graphic, loud noise. Sounds awesome. Pretty cool. It's a happy thing to do. It's clear, crystal clear, yeah.
I gotta check this out since they're fighting seriously.
News reporter looks just like a criminal wanted for robbery. News reporter. Wait, is it him? And Walton has something too. Cool.
I got the Walton link. We'll have to watch that thing later. I think it's a video. Oh, we can't play it.
Yeah, we'll have to play
In
a lot of
March,
stuff
we
tonight.
asked for your help in finding Victor Lakatos.
Oh. Here we go. Here we go. This is good. Let's play this.
Just play that part.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Just that's it. That's all you have to do. They're posting the image of who they are looking for.
Detectives wanted to question him after an 89-year-old man was attacked and robbed.
I can't even do it. She's so laughing so hard. No, I don't take any federal money whatsoever. I don't take any state money or any support.
Since you're fine to actually enjoy that.
I've dedicated my life to poverty, and I'm really enjoying poverty.
I don't want to see
it's great.
this. All right, I'm going.
On his own driveway. At the time, we couldn't show the victim Mr. Buckland's injuries for legal reasons, but we can now reveal this shocking image of the elderly man who spent several days in intensive. In March, we asked for your help in finding Victor
No, we
Lakatos.
didn't. It's a sad thing, you know, that we can't control ourselves. I don't think you should leave the show. You're having too much fun.
Well, that was funny.
Well, I don't think I've seen so much fun from you in a long time, so you really should just go with it. 9 more minutes. I mean, how can you lose?
Oh, yes, there's 9 more minutes in the show. Okay, I can hang out for 9 minutes.
And then we have to watch Netflix tonight because we want to, gel out and chill out and relax. Yeah, Sarah's laughter is wonderful. Mine is a little bit more altered.
We've been watching Persons of Interest, and I've been watching Gilmore Girls on my own. I'm almost done. Well,
Yeah.
I'm like, it has 7 seasons, and I'm halfway through season 6, so that's not good.
How many seasons do you have? 1 season left?
And it's season and a half yet. Well, yeah, a little more than.
Well, that's more than. I mean, I've got 35 more episodes in Longmire, I just started Longmire, and I'm really enjoying that one. It's a kind of the iconic sheriff out in the Midwest in Wyoming, and he handles things the way, almost intuitively he knows who did the crime. And it's a good show. I really do. It's got 5 stars, so I've been enjoying it.
Maybe you're lactose intolerant, 680.
Shocking chat.
I have watched The Walking Dead as much as I can.
Yeah, I try to walk around dead as much as I can, so it's like downloading the new ones, but medical marijuana was just used by a hospital for the first time.
I don't know.
Well, the actual cannabis itself, as long as it's not heated, is no psychoactive effects whatsoever. Watch Deadwood? Okay, I'll do that too. No possible psychoactive effects when you don't heat the actual plant, which is interesting. So you get the medicinal effects solely. If you heat that plant, you get big time messed up in the head. Welcome to the after altered extended show. Yeah. Yeah, ladies choose the men. David must be doing something right. It's true. You can talk about whatever you want. I'm just gonna
Okay.
This is the pre-after show extended show. This for personal gain, so it makes this a lot easier than the guys who are really serious to the point where they want to be powerful and Hitler. When I found out Donald Trump was actually reading Hitler's speeches next to his bed, according to the Ivana Trump divorce proceedings, I knew we had a problem. These guys want to be like Hitler. Ted Cruz is on record talking about wanting to have world domination. So that's why I'm running for president, so that I don't have to have those people get ahead of me in the race, because they're bad people. We've got to at least have an average American who doesn't want world domination and emulate Hitler. God, I couldn't believe when I heard that Donald Trump was reading Hitler's speeches next to his bed. This is my channel, and I run the horizontal and the vertical. You get to watch. Yeah. I think the next move is to build a soundboard for the show. I was going to do it electronically and do an external soundboard, but I'm going to have to build one because I'm going to have to start making music videos. So I feel compelled. With all this great music and the talent we've got in here, I think next year could be our Cool Rock year.
Yeah. This year.
This year's my run for the presidency. I'm going to wrap this up. We're going to give you 100% FEC compliant third party. Yeah. We are casting from the back of your brain, your cerebral cortex. You think you're watching a show, but what you're actually seeing is a holographic image projected to you from a monitor. Take a chance. Take a chance on me. This is Take a Chance from Scissor Fight. Hey, thanks for staying all the way to the extended show, because I do this show where I play videos at night. It's great. People watch it. I chat all the way up to 1 and 2 in the morning, however late I stay up. You are all glitches in your matrix. Thank you, man. You're going to get an extended show, man. We got people who want to talk about politics and get into the deep source of why our nation is being run by thugs. Ever since John F. Kennedy was killed, this nation's been run by a bunch of schmoozer, thug-type people, and I don't like it. That's why we need a real third party where we can get accountability from these thugs. Those two-party people are going to be running for cover once we see America's new third party take the scene as we take down the corruption that is dogging our nation. Thank you. No. I like to serve.
I know. He's very
Hello, God King. I'm fine, thank you. You needed a back rub. You know, working all day is not easy. No, I'm going to do it instead of the show. You go ahead and I'm going to stop recording at 6. We're good.
It's already past 6. I thought you started recording.
Well, it's 6 in Mozambique's time. I'm trying to keep it all on the up and up. Okay. Well, please.
I've never heard of bananas dipped in coffee.
Yeah, we don't want your 50 people here at the mosque. This guy thinks that he's got a group of Muslims that are supporting me in this recent election. That's pretty funny. But, you know, I do want to be on record to pursue the military intervention in dealing with encampments of jihadists of any type, extremists of any type. We don't want another Waco on our hands, okay? Thank you. We are now going to be removing anybody who says any negative statements in our room as per chat requirements. This is a non-stop effort, and we are about to sign off to our YouTube show. But I think we had a pretty good show. We lost Justice Scalia. We established the fact that he was, in fact, found dead with a pillow over his head. And that would be implying it was on his head, not sitting above and over it, but not hovering and levitating. I'm saying on his head. And they didn't do a deep investigation, and they haven't done any autopsies. So it shows me that there very likely will be a series of conspiracy theories spinning out of this one. And more importantly, we may very well have been just screwed by another hitman team, taking out one of the last guys standing up against this Marxist regime of Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. Now, you Democrats, come on into the center of the political spectrum. I'm a former Democrat. I'm not a commie. And I don't want people like Hillary or Barack dominating policy in America. I want somebody who's going to be able to communicate with the people on the right as well as the left, and that would be me. I'm a fiscal conservative and a social liberal. So if we don't go back to the center to get this nation running right, our ship is going to be teetering in either direction. We can't afford to have either Donald or Hillary as President of the United States. Thank you for watching our recorded show.